Coach Sully, in martial arts, just like in life, a lot of people, most people, are more focused on the big moment, the knockout punch, the hard punch. But the truth is that those moments are decided well before they actually happen. Those moments are decided in how a person positions themselves and how a person sets things up, because it's all about the setup. So this week, we're going to be talking about the setup and why it's important and why we should focus on the setup if we want to have more of those big moments, more of those wins happen in our life. Like I said, most people focus on the strike. And I see it all the time on the mats. When people come in, they first start, they're laser focused on trying to hit the bag as hard as they can possibly hit it. They're trying to punch the bag fast. They're trying to kick the bag hard. They're trying to punch hard. They're trying to strike quickly, decisively. But after you learn how to throw a punch in martial arts, it's time to put your focus on the thing that matters the most, which is going to be your positioning. Positioning and setting things up is the most important thing, and it actually creates the leverage that you need to generate the power of a knockout punch. It's all about the setup. Most of us are inclined to throw a punch as hard as we possibly can. And in life, a lot of us are inclined to give our best effort, to come up with the most clever plan. And we overlook the fact that if we are not in the right position, if we're not where we need to be, it does not matter how hard we punch, how clever our idea is, it will not work. The punch will not land. So it is all about the setup, and it's all about positioning. Now, positioning starts with being in the right place at the right time. Now, the way that you do that, a lot of people look at, they'll hear a story, a success story, or even in a fight, the perfect punch lands at the perfect time. And on the surface, that looks like luck, that looks like chance. And yes, there is a lot of luck and chance involved in that. But the reason why that champion fighter can duplicate that punch at the right place at the right time, the reason why the person who wins in life can consistently win is because they're in the right position. And being in the right position is the most important part of being in the right position is showing up. You have to show up. You have to be consistently showing up. Now, in a fight, that looks like a jab, a consistent jab, a jab that goes out regardless if you're hitting a target or not. And the jab is the perfect metaphor for showing up. And I always tell my students that when you're throwing your jab, you have to throw your jab with intention, with consistency, but without expectations. You have to understand that that jab is not going to hit the mark all the time. As a matter of fact, for the most part, it will miss. But that jab consistently showing up is what will create the opportunities, what will create the openings that you need in order to land that big shot. And the jab sets up your whole game. Like I said, it's the perfect metaphor for showing up. Now, in life, showing up could be consistent with your exercise, consistent being on time, being disciplined. That's what showing up looks like. And when you see somebody who, on the surface, it looks like opportunity just found them, in order for opportunity to find them, they had to be there. They showed up. And that's where luck is created. When you're in the right place by showing up consistently to that place, eventually your opportunities are going to come. And a big part of being in the right place at the right time and recognizing opportunity when it presents itself is staying calm and composure. Now, again, that goes back to showing up. That goes back to training. That goes back to having systems in place. When you're in a fight, if you're not composed and calm, you won't even see the opportunity to land that perfect punch. Just like in life, if you're only doing things here and there, if you're not consistent, you get overrun by the chaos and you're unable to focus and stay composed so you can recognize the opportunity. Because it is about showing up, but it's also about being able to recognize the opportunity when the opportunity presents itself. Now, a big element, a big factor in being able to create opportunity is to have strategy in place. And strategy is going to be the combination is basically showing up with a purpose. Strategy is controlled consistency. You're going to be right here at this time every day. That's your strategy. You're going to progressively move your opponent in a particular direction. That's your strategy. Strategy puts the pieces in place so things can play out the way you need it to play out. So not only do you have to be consistent, you have to be deliberate about your consistency. Your consistency has to follow a game plan. So it's important to build systems. It's important to implement those systems. And when you implement those systems and stick with those systems, you create more opportunities. Now, in creating opportunities, you have to be able to, it's not about chasing. It's not about forcing. Just like in a fight, it's not about, I got to get this knockout. It's about letting the opportunity come to you. When you put yourself in the right position consistently, then the opportunity comes to you. And that's why when you see it all come together, it looks like luck. It looks like it was a gift that fell out the sky. It looks easy. And the mistake that we make is we sit back and we hope and wish for all the stars to align, for us to find success or get the things that we want. We overlook the fact that in order for the stars to align for us, we have to be outside looking up at the sky to catch it. And when we are in the right place at the right time, consistently, the right moment will present itself, will reveal itself, will come to you. But if we are not consistent, if we're trying to force things, the opportunity actually runs away from you. Just take a look at life, the way things look. When you chase something, what does it do? It runs away. You take anything that has a pulse and you run toward it and chase it, it's going to instinctively run away from you. That's why chasing is not the right strategy. You position yourself, and you can see how when people are trapping and hunting, they lead the prey. They allow the prey to come to them. They lead the prey into the direction that they want that prey to go. And just like in a fight, you, through positioning, through strategy, you direct your opponent in to where you want them to be, and then the opportunity for the perfect shot comes right to you. But the bottom line is, in order to succeed, you don't need the perfect idea. You even don't even need to work harder. Just like in a fight, you don't need to have the hardest punch. As a matter of fact, the perfect knockout punch is effortless. You don't need to force anything. What you need to have is consistency and showing up, strategy, and making that consistency deliberate. And when you have those pieces together, the opportunities come right to you. So instead of focusing, like I tell my students all the time, and I see it all the time with really strong guys, and they first step in here. They're like, coach, I want to be able to hit harder. Like, nah, you got to get your feet up under you. I don't need to teach you. And it's funny. It's funny when I get an athletic guy that first steps on the mat. I'm like, we don't need to work on your power. You're the strongest dude in here. We need to work on your positioning. We need to work on your timing. We need to work on your jab. You have to design your jab in a way that it comes out consistently. It's not attached to a result. There's no expectations, just deliberate execution, just intention. And a lot of times in a fight, just like in life, when that knockout comes, it surprises you. When that opportunity knocks, I said, wow, that came out of nowhere. But it didn't come out of nowhere. It came out of the fact that you showed up consistently, you had a plan, and you were in the right place at the right time. I heard someone that I follow, they said, and I think I might be butchering this quote, but they said that, I believe it was Abraham Lincoln said that, he prays that his time will come. And then the guy that I follow, he added on, he says that everybody's time comes. The question is, are you going to be there when it arrives? Everyone's opportunity is there. We have, there's so many different parallel existences. We have opportunities pass by us on a regular basis that can take our lives whichever way we want to go. We just have to position ourselves so that we are there to catch the opportunity when it falls. It's like putting a pan and say, hey, I'm thirsty. Put a bucket outside when it's raining. If I don't put that bucket outside to catch the rain, I'm going to miss out on an endless supply of water. But when I put that bucket in the right spot with nothing covering it up at the right time, when I see those clouds coming in and I leave it out there and I have patience, that bucket fills up, and it fills up quickly. When I'm on the mat and I'm making sure that I'm in the right positioning, I'm consistently throwing my jab at my opponent, at my training partner. The opportunity for that cross, for that power shot is going to present itself. And when it does present itself, probably don't even need to throw that punch that hard. And just like in life, you show up to life consistently with discipline, with structure, and with patience and composure, and the opportunities come to you. If you got to chase it, it's not for you. All right, guys, hopefully that was something that you can implement in your lives on the mat. Until next week, Coach Sully, Reps and Sweat, Martial Arts and Fitness. This was MatChat.